Money laundering is a crime that takes place across the globe and at huge cost to society. Money laundering occurs when a criminal takes proceeds of crime, or dirty money, and then disguises the origins so that they appear to come from a legitimate source. Involving a respected law firm in a money laundering transaction gives it the appearance of legitimacy. In order to recognize or avoid involvement in a money laundering scheme at our firm, you need to understand how to recognize suspicious activities and what to do once you've identified them. Let's now take a closer look at what constitutes money laundering. Placing the proceeds of any criminal activity back into the economy will always be considered money laundering, no matter the value. But there are also instances where money that starts out as clean or respectable becomes dirty because of how it's used. For example, any money or assets that are used for the purpose of funding terrorism will be viewed as dirty by the counter-terrorist financing regimes. So, how does this affect you? You may be subject to criminal sanctions if you knowingly facilitate a transaction involving dirty money. You may even find yourself in trouble if you do so unknowingly, if there were reasons to be suspicious and you didn't recognize and report them. This may result in fines and even imprisonment. It's also likely to cause significant reputational damage to both yourself and the firm. In order to comply with our obligations under the money laundering regulations and to avoid these outcomes, we carry out client due diligence, CDD, before accepting new business, and continue to monitor the client throughout the relationship. Although CDD obligations differ in different jurisdictions, generally this includes the process of verifying the identity of the client. To do this, you need to obtain documents, data, or other information from a reliable and independent source. It is usually also necessary to verify the identity of any beneficial owners. The next step is to obtain information on the rationale, purpose, and intended nature of the business relationship. You need to ensure that you know enough about your client and your client's normal activities to be able to recognize anything unusual about transactions or instructions. Then, if you have a suspicion of money laundering, or a reasonable cause to be suspicious, you must report it to our firm's Money Laundering Reporting Officer, MLRO, or other appropriate person. The obligation to remain aware and report a suspicion continues throughout the client relationship. This is known as ongoing monitoring. The intention is to help you stay alert to any unusual activity that may require a revision of your risk assessment. For example, a transaction may be suspicious because it's inconsistent with the size or nature of the client's normal business activities. On the other hand, a transaction which may seem suspicious to someone who does not understand the client's business may not be suspicious if the client's normal business activities are understood. If you have any concerns that either your client or any third party is engaged in money laundering, you must share your suspicions with the MLRO or other appropriate person, but no one else. Remember, it can be an offence to fail to report your suspicions, and it can also be a tipping-off offence to discuss your suspicions with anyone other than the appropriate reporting authority in our firm. So, stay alert and be sure to report any suspicions.